So hello everybody, my name is Michael Kininmonth. Welcome, thank you for joining. So just an explanation behind the name of this project. We called it BAST RECAST. So BAST comes from the bast fibers. So bast fibers are the likes of linen and flax and hemp. And recast is really, in English, it kind of means a relaunch. And the interest for me is that hemp is probably the oldest fiber that known to man. And in the history books, it's claiming to go back 10,000 years. And TENCEL is probably the newest cellulosic fiber that is only 30 years old. So there's a big contrast there, but I see that almost the interest in hemp is like a new beginning in the apparel area. And when I started 30 years ago on TENCEL had a strong environmental story. It had good fiber properties, but there was quite a lot of marketing hype, and it was quite expensive at the time. And I see that with hemp today being exactly the same. I think the two fibers blended together in product are very complementary. And it will be interesting to see how the market develops going forward. But I think that the future should be optimistic. But it's almost as if TENCEL and hemp are going in parallel. Just a little bit of a background. We, as Lenzing and the denim team, well, my personal relationship with Jeanologia goes back to 1995, actually. And in some way, shape or form, we've worked with Jeanologia every year since 1995. Going back 6 or 7 years, we decided one thing that we would like to do is to create a capsule collection every year, which had a theme. And we've done one collection every year, and every year it's become more and more ambitious. So this year we decided, well, not this year, at least a year ago, we thought we'd like to do a theme based around hemp and TENCEL blends. Unfortunately, because of COVID, it's been delayed. Give us opportunity to really go to the fine details on this project. So we always like to do a theme where we're trying to do things as sustainably as possible. In fact, we always call our collection the Sustainable Denim Wardrobe. So this time, even down to the labels and the paper and everything else, we've tried to have a nice environmental circular story. The collection is 18 garments in the collection. There's 9 fabrics, all of them from our friends in Pakistan, and within the collection we have a set of raw garments and then we have a set of wash garments. So I'll start the questions now and I'll go through chronologically from fiber forward. Welcome, Eric. I think the denim industry has started to get excited about using hemp fibers. I read that your company is the largest producer of hemp fibers and yarns in the world. Is this true?
Our company entered this industry in 2016. Before, as everybody knows, that Kingdom is the largest linen yarn spinners in the world. The second one of company who can produce the quantity only 30% of Kingdom. And Kingdom always looking for the natural and sustainable, eco-friendly fiber. So we start from the cultivation by ourselves and to the fiber process to the yarn spinning. And in this year, we will start a project for weaving also. So we are the biggest producer for hemp fiber and hemp yarn. And in the future will be the hemp fabric. And I would like to invite all of you, when the pandemic is finished, to visit all of our facility in China, in north of China. The province name is Heilongjiang province.
Great, thank you. I look forward to visiting. So you're producing both fiber and you're producing yarns. Yes. What percentage of your fiber do you actually convert into yarns?
Actually, around 16% of our fibers will come to spinning the hemp yarn direct, and 14% will be to process to cottonize the hemp fiber, which can use to produce blended with cotton, with TENCEL, with all type of other fiber.
So you mentioned cottonized hemp there. Are you able to tell us how the fiber is cottonized?
The majority is use a mechanical process, and for the details, I cannot tell much more because this is a commercial secret. But I can say that we are approved for the certification for ZDHC, zero discharge for hazardous chemicals, and the GOTS. So it is means we are not to use any other chemical stuffs to process the cottonized fiber, only mechanical.
So what do you think the reason is behind the increase in the size of the hemp market?
First of all, the hemp is a completely new concept in the textile industry. Hemp have virtues of the advantages for the eco-friendly, so and also for the carbon neutral. This image, so that's why the demands of hemp increase so sharply year by year.
Okay, great. Thank you, Eric. Rashid, so I would say NDL is well known for being a leader in product development. So what made you look to develop hemp blends in your range?
Michael, first of all, thank you so much for choosing NAVEENA as your mill partner for fabric developments. And it has been a very exciting project for us as we talk about designing the constructions between you, me, and Mohsin, of course, and what the objective was in terms of the look and the authentic fabrics. The collection has got the right composition. Coming back to the blends, when we were studying hemp fiber and we started collecting garments from the market, we realized that most of the garments are rigid and they had wet spun yarn. And of course, it had limitations. It had a very itchy, harsh back on the fabric. So we realized that, the blend is the most important thing. And with Eric besides us, and we visited him back in 2019, and he's got a lovely mill, and it was an experience for us to look at the wet spinning process. So that's when we decided to do a collaboration with Eric and Kingdom Mills. So the first blend that we did was a cottonized hemp with TENCEL to get the soft hand. And then, of course, after that was refibras and polyesters and hemp cotton lycra. So I think that a blend is important to get the right hand for the fabrics. The whole collection and the design concept was very exciting, but the most important and interesting part was when you wanted the fabrics uncinched. And that was something new. And we were like, me and Zishan, we started talking about why uncinched and what is exactly you're trying to achieve. So that was a very exciting thing. And we saw a very authentic wash down on the uncinched fabrics. So that is one thing. It's I'd just like to tell you that the fabrics were processed on ozone G2 machine. So practically no water or very less water. So that's what it makes the fabric a laser friendly fabric. And that's important to mention. And so this was one of the most important things that we used. The whole collection is sustainable right from fibers to the process.
Hemp remains a relatively expensive fiber for the denim industry. How do you see the opportunities for hemp blends in the denim market, both in the short term and then the longer term?
Michael, that's a really good question. With hemp being a very expensive fiber at the moment, and we understand that everybody's talking about sustainable fibers, and with hemp being the most sustainable in terms of fiber, which can go side by side with cotton, and with all the less water and pesticides, we feel that hemp is the important fiber when we want to make a blend with cotton where we can have a real authentic denims. So in short terms, I see a growing interest. Right now, everybody is talking about sustainable fibers and sustainable denims. So we are getting a lot of interest from across the globe, from Europe, UK, and US, and everybody wants to have a hemp collection. In short term, yes, it's picking up very fast. In the longer term, I feel that, since innovation comes from the mill, and to get the fabrics right, if we come up with the right composition, the right constructions, and if we can scale the growth of hemp to an acceptable level where the prices are acceptable by the brands, I think there is a future and we see a bigger role. Already brands have started talking about converting their core programs with hemp. Now the real challenge is how to bring the price down with the right percentage, the right construction, and of course the right hand on that. So I see an opportunity there.
So if we move on to the design of the garments, we'll come to you, Mohsin. So what was your design philosophy with this collection?
Hi guys, thank you again, Michael, for choosing us to develop this collection with you. It's all awesome. We've been working with you guys for close to like 2 to 3 years now, and it was always this project has been something that's been brewing for a while. Obviously, we've been very interested in using mixing TENCEL Lyocell with other kinds of fibers, and hemp was something that I've been excited about for many years. And so having an opportunity to do a groundbreaking collection like this doesn't come very often for both of us. But how we came about it is the initial discussion that we had with you, Michael, was about finding garments from that era that were period correct. So hemp was around. There's actually a myth that the very early Levi's garments, from the very early days, were most likely duck canvas, which could have been hemp. Obviously, this has been not proven to be correct yet, but there is a kind of a like romanticized view that these early workwear garments were hemp in like origin. So the brief that you actually set me was, Mohsin, can you produce a collection that is kind of period correct, that will be for the era? So around the 1870s to 1880s era. So this is, for any denim designer, this is a complete joy to look at this period, because all the details are a lot more considered. It's still single needle tailored. It's all the branding is really quite lovely. Everything about it, even down to the machinery, it's really about the construction. And these early period garments, they're made so well. There's no overlocking yet. That wasn't invented. So it's all about, and they were all tailored as well. So a lot of the garments that we looked at, me and Sadia looked at particularly, were garments that were tailored in origin from the 1860s. So slightly earlier than the denim period. And yeah, it was very exciting to actually design. And when I was developing these fabrics together with Rashid and yourself, Michael, I found that when I started seeing the early hangers, these fabrics looked like they were from the 1920s. They look like denim that whenever I pick up a vintage garment, it's got a slubby texture to it, and it's very beautiful looking. And these hemp versions that Rashid had like developed together with the TENCEL Lyocell, they look like fabrics that were from that era. So it was so exciting using hemp.
You found yourselves this time working with lyocell sewing threads. So how did you find that?
I was excited about it from the very beginning. I wanted to move away from polyester core thread for a long time. And I started dabbling with linen, and I also started dabbling with cotton. But I found with cotton, it wouldn't, like, it's just not strong enough. It looks beautiful, but it's just not strong enough. And especially for some of the treatments that we do, after some time it breaks. And like linen is something that I'm looking into, but TENCEL Lyocell thread was something that actually brought to my attention that Crayford had already developed it already. Luckily for us, Victor and the guys at Crayford were very nice, and I gave them a color card of some of the colors that I liked, and they actually like developed them all for me. And yeah, it was a test, but it was a joy. I found no issues at all using the TENCEL Lyocell thread, and a complete joy to use.
Like Mohsin said, we came together with ENDRIME a couple of years ago as part of the Sustainable Denim Wardrobe. And Sadia and Mohsin come as a package. We in our previous collection, which we called hardware, Sadia did some amazing graphics for us, and so we've carried that through to this collection, and maybe you can tell us about those elements, Sadia, please.
Hey Michael, thank you. Yeah, I mean, the advantage of living with Morton is that we have an amazing resource, not only, you know, all things denim. So that's like labels, graphics, everything that you can think of that you can, you know, that would go with denim. And so it was a really exciting project, and what a great name that you picked as well, BAST RECAST. And we were looking at things like this time book, this Lee book, and then you know, like amazing resource books like this too. And so from that, I designed this graphic, and we knew that we were going to use Duncan's amazing paper. So I thought it doesn't need to be, you know, very complicated graphic. It just needs to be straight to the point. But essentially, this is what we did. So
I'll hold it. So this is what we did.
This is the amazing. This is what Duncan made for us, which is incredible, for the press to make it.
Tell us about how you managed to fit everything on one sheet of paper, because we had to work in a very different way, right?
It was a Tetris, wasn't it, Duncan?
It was Tetris, yeah. That really summed it up, yeah. Can I just say one thing, Sadia, which is that I think what's, you know, we talked about the authenticity of this project, and, you know, at that time of that late 19th century, this is how it would have been done. It would have been letterpress, and that paper would have been made locally. You know, so it fits in so well. Sorry, I'll shut up now.
No,
that was great.
What's amazing about this is that we did this with the same philosophy that we would do for pattern cutting. So Sadia created the graphics, and we worked with you, Duncan, to find out the exact paper size. And we managed to fit everything on this paper, as many tags as we could, with as little waste as possible, actually. I don't think there was hardly any waste at all on this one sheet. So pretty awesome. So, yeah.
And then we carried it through onto instead of having leather patches, we had hemp ones, where we print the graphics straight on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then also what we decided to do is, when it came to designing the leather patches, because I was going to use leather patches, actually, I was thinking that actually I don't want to use leather for this collection. I was thinking, can I try and do a vegan version? So actually, I had some available fabric from like NAVEENA. Actually, it was their 100% hemp fabric that they had developed 7 months ago, and I had like 2 or 3 meters left of this fabric, of this duck canvas, which is great. It's just a duck canvas, is the original fabric for denim jeans. So we decided to print using the Resichrome ink, the duck canvas patches. So this is going to be on all the garments as well, which is awesome. So all the back neck labels and where the leather patch would be, it's now a duck canvas patch, which is quite cool. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you.
So Victoria, Fernando, welcome. How did you find working with the hemp-based garments? Did you find any difficulties?
Hello to everyone. Thank you for having us today. I have to say that before starting working with hemp fabrics, I felt really curious. I mean, I saw hemp composed fabrics before, but I never worked in a collection with them. And well, the first thing we did, as we always do, was to make the light sensitive fabric test to analyze the fabric performance and get the right knowledge about how the fabrics were going to react. And I must say that there was not any predictable difficulties from the test. So laser look, washing results, hand feel, and general performance was as good as any other natural composed fabric that we tested before. So from the results that we achieved from the fabric, we start taking decisions about how the collection was about to be. So no particular difficulties from these amazing fabrics.
Okay, great. So besides those technical points about washing, there's also the design and aesthetic of the collection. What was your idea about the design philosophy with this collection?
Well, the design philosophy was also given by the amazing garments that we received and the inspirational move that we took. So I think we decided to open the door of our historical denim archive this one that I have behind, and we start selecting the right vintage look and inspirational designs. And after that, we have to take a look about the particular fits because it was something new. I mean, it's not the standard fits that we are accustomed to work with. So we analyze the fit and we adapt every pattern, vintage design and textures, and we make any modification if needed on eDesigner. And then the technology and knowledge made the rest. And also, I must say that I felt very inspired to working on this collection because we, as Fernando said before, we didn't only use the technology, but we put our hands on to get this great final looks. And it means that we use natural elements from the environment like clay, oxide. So it was really great to play the role of an artisan, I must say, and to enjoy this very particular collection.
Great, great. So we always want to create a great look with our collection, but at the same time we want to achieve a low EIM score. So how difficult is it to do that?
Fernando?
Yes, my turn. Well, no, this is our daily goal. In fact, this is our daily goal. But in fact, in some ways, is like our new philosophy. Our to have a great look without a green EIM score for us is not a great garment. But today we have a sustainable methodology of working, and basically this methodology is based in our concept of Laundry 5.0, and Laundry 5.0 in the end is an integration, is a combination of our technologies. It's a combination of the laser technology, the ozone technology, the nanobubbles technology, the H2.0 to clean and to reuse the water. But also it's a simplification of the processes. But of course, and maybe is one of the main things because all these things is nothing without the fabric. So also all these garments, all these great looks with green EIM score is thanks to the reaction of the fabric to the technologies. And here in this nice exercise, we found 5 nice fabrics that help us a lot to get this green EIM score. So I would say there is two main keys. That is the reaction of the fabrics to the technologies, and the combination and the combination of the technologies and simplifications of the processes.
Okay, great, thank you. So we'll move on to Crayfil and Victor. This is the first time really for us that we've drilled down and even considered sewing thread as part of our story. And so we all find ourselves that environmental issues are driving what the industry is doing, and it was great that you could supply lyocell sewing thread for this project. So how is the change to environmental issues driving your business and your product range?
Hi, Michael. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity. It's a really pleasure to make part of this great project. Okay. Well, since the beginning of Crayfil it's quite new. We started in 2004, and since the beginning of Crayfil, we think first for denim, okay, and then second also for the sustainability. And since the beginning, we start doing great products, more sustainable. We start, for instance, with TENCEL in 2013 for garment dye. No one on that time has TENCEL, sewing threads TENCEL for garment dye, and we start doing that because, like Moshin said, it is a very good product because it's more resistant than cotton. Since that time, we start doing that, and we create more sustainable products, more sustainable dyeing process. So we see that the industry is asking more and more, and we are very happy to see that everybody is looking for sustainable products.
Great, thank you. So we'll move on to WARPFACE. So I've been involved with a development on recycling since about 2011, and that turned into a new variant of TENCEL that we call Refibra. So part of Refibra, we're not only using wood pulp cellulose, we're actually taking waste cotton and recycling it to make our fiber. So circularity is certainly being discussed widely in the industry, and you seem to be ahead of the curve in your area of the business. How long have you been working in this way?
A couple of years ago, I mean, obviously you get cotton paper, you know, we've all been to a wedding or something where there's, you know, it's a cotton invite, and we've seen cotton paper business cards. And a couple of years ago, I just thought, well, you know, if you can make them from cotton, you can make them from denim. Perhaps I should do that. And I really was interested in the idea of taking pattern cut waste and using that to make, you know, from the jeans making process to use that to make flashers and tags. And like everybody else, I would like to say thank you so much for having the opportunity to do that, because that's when I came up with this idea, that's all I wanted to do. And here we are having done it. So it's really exciting, but really it's been a couple of years. You know, this project encapsulates what I'm most passionate about, which is, you know, the dawn of denim, if you like, as workwear in the late 19th century. And that's exactly, I mean, this, you know, if you asked me to write what would be the dream project to work on, this would be it, because exactly as Morten's saying, you know, this collection really sums that up.
All right, great. And is this the first denim project you've been involved with, or have you been able to work on other ones?
So it's all happening at the same time, which is very exciting, but I think this will be the first to market. But it has started to snowball a little, and I'm getting some interest. So I have been talking to other brands about getting waste product from them, but it's still at the sort of embryonic, you know, stage. I mean, the next dream would be to scale this up and start working in larger volume. But I think this is a fantastic proof of concept.
Yes, I agree. Yes, it's been great for us. Thank you for your efforts on this. We'll move on to Officina. Andrea, welcome. Like I said to Duncan, he was ahead of the curve on recycling and circularity, and certainly I would say in the dyeing industry, you have been a leader with your Resichrome concept. In this case, we use the Resichrome to actually print the text and labels. Have you ever seen that your dyes being used for printing before?
No, really. And till now, as you know, we concentrated mainly our effort into application for the textile industry. But really has been amazing, really amazing, see Resichrome applied on the labels. So really, I think this project is opening new opportunities for us, for Resichrome. So thanks again. Thanks again to invite us to participate in this project. I think this collaboration is really a concrete commitment to UN 2030 agenda, in particular SDG 17, so the partnerships for the goal. I think your effort during last years to create project and put around one table different players, different resources, efforts, I think something very important to show to our industry a new model, a new approach, and that is concrete, is a concrete example. So really thanks, and thanks also to apply Resichrome in a different way, and this is open for sure new opportunities for us.
I agree that, you know, these types of collaborations are definitely the way forward. Just on Resichrome, you know, the last year's been difficult for all of us, but how are you seeing the Resichrome business in the denim area in general?
During last year, as we are not traveling, so all the team is mainly in-house, so it's never happened to have all the technicians not traveling but in the lab. So really we are having giving huge effort to the R&D during last year. And for example, for Resichrome on denim, we are applying a version of Resichrome as a final effect on denim to achieve the natural aged vintage look. So this is to replace what we are calling dirty or tin. So this is a really interesting application of Resichrome, giving a natural look. No temperature is required. We are using very low liquid ratio. So of course, these are a type of application on denim that is more sustainable compared to conventional systems. So this one way that we are working on denim. The other one that we are still working to develop coating application. This can be, of course, another interesting application of Resichrome. We are finalizing the developments to obtain a good consistency in bulk production. So hopefully soon we'll be ready also with the coating application, and maybe we'll contact NAVEENA to show the coating application.
Great, thank you. Yes, well, it's been great that everybody has contributed to this, and everybody's been very generous with their time. And hopefully we can look down the line to doing other things together. But this has been a very exciting project, and I see this as just as being a beginning. Thank you for joining, and hopefully we'll see each other either face to face at the denim shows, or we might even see each other in China when we visit our friends at Kingdom.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you again.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Ciao.